Welcome to Times India TV. Today, India is celebrating 75th Independence Day. It is a special day. It is a special program. And we have a special guest, Dr. Aruna Wadkar. Really the great visionary administrator. Whenever the term comes, I always quote as an example, Her Excellency, Dr. Aruna Wadkar. I like her very much, especially I like her administration very much. And having Her Excellency in our studio on this special day really makes this program very, very special. So Dr. Aruna Wadkar is a director at Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions. She is the founder president of HETS, Pratishtha India Trust. And she is academic advisor to so many educational institutions. And already she trained a number of students. She has been serving educational fraternity for the long, I can say she has huge experience in that field, educational arena. So really, at the end of this program, we feel that it's really a special program on this special day because India is celebrating 75th Independence Day. So anyway, let us explore Her Excellency first because we have to hear, we put it a self-introduction part in this program as a part because when we hear from them, their achievements, their contributions, really we get ignited. So I invite Dr. Aruna Wadkar for a brief introduction of herself.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajarao. It's my pleasure to be on this platform and to be interviewed by you on this Times India TV. It's always a pleasure to be working with you at any part of the time. And yes, introduction, one doesn't need introduction when we really work for the society. Our designation doesn't matter when we are really putting our effort for the betterment of the individual citizen of India and individual future citizens of India as well. So yes, introducing me, which Dr. Rajarao has already introduced, but just to add a few words to that, because being an educationist into in the education sector, it could be CBSE or ICSE or any other boards. When we work with them, we should always think that, you know, we need to keep, two keys that I follow in my life when I joined as a teacher to the education sector is the first key is keep educating yourself. Until unless you keep educating yourself, right, you will never go to the point where you can really realize the current trend, the pulse of the current population or the action when I talk about it. And another one key is keep extending yourself. Learning never stops. Go ahead, upgrade yourself to the level that you are open to the mindset of the current generation, ready to answer their questions, what they actually need, and go ahead as an educator, as an educationist, whatever you call, we call ourselves. Make sure that we always go ahead and lift them up to the core where the dream of the future India becomes a very, very fruitful with a very beautiful outcome where they know what is right, what is wrong, what is decision making, what is the way they have to face the challenging life. So that is what I mean, as a person, individual, I've been doing all these years with the 30 years of experience. And yes, being a principal, being a teacher, being the academic coordinator, being the academic head with the Pearson and the regional director of schools with Zeal Unlimited, the experience, when I say educating yourself and keep extending yourself, that's what made me today what I am. And it's not to be, you know, I'm proud to say that, but again, the more you get educated yourself, the more humble you will be. So education doesn't mean, you know, that you be in airs and then say that, oh, yeah, I'm highly educated, this is my designation, this is my, no. This is, once I got that experience and exposure, I planned, like, okay, whatever manner, a small manner, I did a startup of as introduced the, you know, HETS, Harvest Education Transformation Solution. And I wanted to do to the needy people where I started the Pratishtha Trust. And so on, whatever I can and whatever my team can, we are going ahead and doing small things, but make sure that it is getting an outcome which could be huge. So that's the focus what we are, and education is not always with books, right? Education is being educated and being literate. So literate brings us certifications, and education, educate yourself, brings the way you behave to the people, the way you treat people, whatever cadre, whatever labor they are doing. So that is when together becomes education. So that's what I believe in. So yes, Dr. Rajarao, this is what is my introduction.
Thank you so much. Because we put this question, self-introduction, because it inspires people. It is a lesson. It is a lesson. It inspires people because everyone has to follow someone's footsteps because we are following our forefathers and our nation founders. So, such a way for next generation, we need a torchbearers. So, when we see people like you, when we hear from you, really, of course, we know, but even then, while we are listening to that, it motivates us, it ignites us, it happens. Really, of course, I hear about you n number of times, but still it gives me so much of intensity while listening to your introduction because that is required. So as we are listening about your profile, we get this much of and when we are talking about our nation, our nation's achievements, milestones in the 75 years journey, really it's very, very great. And we feel very proud of our nation. Really, that happens because my next question is that. So India has a 75 years journey. So since 1947, we have, since the day we started our journey, so many milestones, so many highlights, so many achievements. Today, every Indian feeling very happy on this special occasion to celebrate this 75th Indian Independence Day. At this moment, what according to Dr. Aruna Wadkar, what are the milestones set by India during this 75 years history?
Okay, so yes, it's an amazing question and huge mindset to put through what all has happened. And the time frame is not that we describe the whole because it's huge achievements that we have done in spite of not being to the #1 country, but still we have achieved a lot and we are on the progressive path. Definitely, yes. But let me give you a bit hint about, some pointers here. Because right now on this day, the August 15, 2022, we will be celebrating Independence Day, the 75th Independence Day. And a special event because to mark this event, even the government of India has organized the events under this particular theme like Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the theme is nation first, always first. So you work for the nation, and that should be your only focus and priority, that is to work for the nation. Anything that we do, it should come up as the, nation. Are we contributing ourselves to the nation? Are we doing it? Saying that, it said that, independence when we saw 1947. So if we count down the milestones that India has achieved, it is huge. Let me just touch a base upon the certain, events that we can immediately, if we're not comparing to this era, to the independent era, let us find a bit of difference here. Immediately when we achieved independence in 1947, we won the first gold medal for the country in the 1948 London Olympics. So many of us, we don't know. We thought that Olympics is new and it has come up now, but no, we did won the Olympics. And then immediately the next year, we also got to know that Muttamma Beliappa became the first woman to pass the Indian Administrative Services exam. So when we talk about women empowerment, why don't we check these milestones where women have been achieving from the day one of our independence? Yes, so we talk about women empowerment, but this is one of the milestones that, yes, women are never behind. We always talk about women empowerment. And also, India adopted the constitution in a full-fledged republic, that is, Republic, January we celebrate as well. And India was the first to host the Asian Games in 1951. If you're talking this, then see, we are here now exploring all the sportsmen, the way they are winning medals for all our sports Olympics. It's amazing. So we are in the path of progress, and we have never left what has been achieved in previous years till now. We have been progressing. And also, it became the first nation, India became the first nation to launch atomic energy program in 1954 at Trombay, right? And in 1955, India's first computer, 2 million, HEC 2 million, 2M was installed in Kolkata. So when we talk about these achievements, where are we lagging behind? These are some of the, which are events that started beginning of the, immediately after the independence. And slowly when we talk about the other, again, it came to modernization. When we talk about modernization, let me tell you that even in 1966, Rita Faria became the first Indian to win the Miss World crown. So where are we? We are still on the progress. So these are the things which a year later after that, Pandit Ravi Shankar bagged India's first Grammy Award, now which we call as, the IFA award and all these awards. It is still going on, but in a much more polished manner. So yes, milestones are so many that we find it difficult to achieve them. I mean, to remember all of them. It's so very difficult. Again, when we come to sports, it is always that, India took the leadership position in the first meeting of the non-aligned countries in 1961. After which, a year later, India's football team reached the highest ranking of winning gold at 1962 Asian Games. 1962, where we were, just born maybe, or maybe, 1 or 2 years. So Asian Games have been from the year. So then, apart from that, the very next year, Prime Minister Nehru decided the Bhakra Nangal Dam project, the green revolution to end India's food grain import dependency, was started in 1965. So why now when we talk about SDG goals, we have 17 SDG goals, right? To save environment, to poverty and agriculture, all that. So where is it coming from? We all have those ideas, but the more we concentrate what we can do towards that, what we can do to maintain that, and what we can do so that our future generation also get these benefits, what we have enjoyed. So as we go, India, we went further down when we go. It is always that, in 1971, India helped Bangladesh achieve independence from Pakistan through military intervention. Project Tiger, which was the very famous project which was launched in 1973, conservation program, right? Animal conservation program. And that is where we are still working on. And SDG is the one which is really bringing you close to that, to bring it back. Let us get back the beautiful India what we had. So milestones are there. We have achieved many projects. We have achieved many events, many things we have done. But again, when we talk about another step, when we talk is the abolition of bonded labor in 1976 was a landmark which stepped towards the achieving social justice in India. But even today, we had launched it, but even today we look down upon the people who are with different labors. It could be the janitors, it could be the gardeners, it could be the street cleaners, anybody. We don't look upon them as, no, we are educated. We look them down. No, that is not the right way. So what are we? Are we leading India to the right and to the right path, to our future citizens to the right path? That is where we need to think, even with the milestones that we have achieved, there is a mindset to think, a mind-provoking questions should arise in each and everyone's mind. Are we on the right path? Are we doing the right thing? Are we really progressive? Are we on the progressive path? What India, our nation needs? That is very, very important factor that we need to think about. And again, there is so many achievements from 1979 to 1981. Again in the Asian Games, Kapil Dev's team lifted the Cricket World Cup. That was one of the achievement where the cricket took the major role into the Indian sports and the Olympic summit where we are playing as such. So these are the milestones which we feel that we need to just go flashback and bring them back to the existing era, because we need to just polish them, put these milestones, and we educate children. How many of our students, or how many even of our teachers, we know about these milestones being achieved? Really, are we really thinking on that? Because when you teach history, it means that, okay, are you bringing in the milestones for children to ponder upon? Okay, we were doing this. Why are we not doing now? We were doing this, but why we can continue doing that? Are we putting those critical thinking or the decision making in their mind? That is where it is. And again, when we move on to the next, it was another achievement was India became the sixth country in the world to possess a fast breeder nuclear reactor in 1985. I'm just giving the pointers because not going in depth. But when we are counting on milestones, these are the important milestones which have been achieved by India and by Indians as well. I'm proud to be saying as Indians. So, and then Sunil Gavaskar became the only cricketer to score, 10,000 runs in test matches. Indian Space Research Organization was a launch of Asia's first remote sensing satellite, IRS-1A, in 1988. So it is covered the milestone from 1947 till 1998. And again, the same year, the following year, that is the next coming year, Kottayam in Kerala won the distinction of becoming first fully literate district in India. So where are we? The 1990 evacuation of 110,000 Indians from Kuwait and Iraq remains the world's largest civil evacuation effort. So now Iran and Iraq, or wherever the war is going on, why are we fighting? What is that we need to really think on? That is where each one of us have to think. And the milestones are amazing if we go in detail, and when we think on those, we are proud to be saying that we are Indians. And then yes, 2 years later, 1993, the International Monetary Fund ranked India as the sixth largest economy in the world, and sixth largest economy. And then it is again progressing. So no statistics here, but yes, it's again a milestone. Filmmaker Satyajit Ray was awarded an Oscar for his body of work in 1993. The very next year, Sushmita Sen and Aishwarya Rai returned to our country with Miss Universe and Miss World Times. So where are we? We are really, really going forward and forward. What does this teach when we talk about, when we relate these to education? Now vocational is coming up. So vocational, you can be anything that you want. Instead of searching for a job, you can become a job creator as an entrepreneurship. That is where you really need to give what is needed for the students in the education sector. So when we give all these, so they make them think that, oh yes, when we have been doing it, we can still do it. We can become musicians, we can become whatever we want to, until unless we encourage what they want. That is very, very important. And in 1996 was India's first individual Olympic medal in 44 years. And immediately next year in 1995, Arundhati Roy won the Broca Prize for her novel set in small town India, The God of Small Things. Economist Amartya Sen won the Nobel in 1988. So these are all which I'm counting on one by one and relating it to the current situation, because nothing can stop us if you have the mindset to progress. If you want your nation to be progress, we work, yes, end of the day, we need money, we need finance to live for ourselves, but how much we need, how much we want to spend, and how much we want to focus on the betterment of the society, that is important. And as we all know, Sania Mirza became the first Indian to win the Wimbledon doubles trophy in 2003. Rajvardhan Rathore won silver at the 2004 Olympics, and India, very importantly, passed the Right to Information Act, RTI, in 2005. Do we know all our rights, the constitutional rights? Yes. We need to again ponder through the past what it is, what were those which can bring us that knowledge, and we keep working on those rights. We should know all our rights. Being an Indian, or any country in that matter, we should be knowing what are our rights. So the information to the right that we have. So this way we have achieved many milestones, and which we need to relate it to the current era, which is again when I talk about the sports. Parimarjan Negi became an international chess grandmaster in 2006, the youngest Asian ever that became highlighted. Pratibha Patil was chosen as the India's first women president in 2007. A proud to be moment, moment to be thought of, or recalling those in that era. Then again, shooter Abhinav Bindra secured Olympic gold. India was successful with the lunar mission. The Chandrayaan-1 stuns the world. Chandrayaan-1 stuns the world with amazing, oh wow, we have achieved something. And the Delhi High Court order also decriminalized the homosexual in 2009. And RTE, which we are following in every education sector, right to education, when we talk about it, was made a fundamental right in 2010. So every year there is something that we are going on, and it is an endless events that has been put us into this sector of education, which we want to really establish it. And to be very frank, I always prefer that, we get our nation what we were, the way, the environment that we grew up, the environment that we enjoyed schooling, the enjoyment apart from the gadgets, getting to know what we want to do, something, you have to think about that. So this is what I think that, we need to ponder upon. And milestones, let me tell you, it's never ending. And it's an endless list, which cannot be completed in a short time frame. Yeah, so that's what I think about the milestones, which we really need to think on, Dr. Rajara.
You said it's a milestones, but we pursued something else. You are the encyclopedia of the knowledge. Really, you have covered almost all the competitive exam books. Really, within, I think it's 15 minutes. In the duration of 15 minutes, you have given a 1 month lectures, I think. It's a 1 month lectures. You have given such a really beautiful insights in all aspects. You have covered almost all aspects. Actually, it's not possible. I asked all the guests to choose as per your wish. But when I asked you, really, you tried to cover maximum. Really, that's that too in the short span of the time. Yeah, that's great. Because I know you are something different, but this time we pursued it as you are an encyclopedia of the knowledge and resource. Really, that is required, because when you educate yourself, because you said in the beginning, educate yourself. This is what happens. Really, that is required as a teacher, because that should be required. Thank you, Excellency, so much. But in the same way, you are very much cautious while you are answering. Of course, even though I asked about milestones and all, but you have answered very carefully by mentioning a critical, constructive criticism, because you said that we didn't achieve 100%. That's right. It's a progressing, yes, it's a developing, but there are so many milestones which we are supposed to achieve. Really, that's fantastic. So, because that is my next question, actually.
Okay.
Because there are certain areas in which India is lagging behind. Still, there are millions of people who are under the oppression of poverty, hunger, malnutrition, so many problems. So there are certain areas India is lagging behind. We have to accept, even in 2022, though we are technically advanced, but still. So what, according to Dr. Aruna Wadkar, what are the areas that India is lagging behind, and what are the possible solutions?
Okay, so yes, solutions, we all have to join hands and do it. But yes, let me just give a short note on this. Where is India lagging behind? So it's a $1,000,000 question that each one of us need to think, where are we lacking actually? And the main thing that according to me, is the attribute of the students, or even as educators. I always talk on the part of educators because that is where I belong to. So any research in India, in-depth research, more focusing on that. Now we are doing many papers which are coming up. We write the papers, we write the journals, we do the researches, but those researches, are we really implementing towards the progress of our country? Are those pointers taken into consideration that, okay, this research paper is amazing, let us be awarded, is different. We get that award for a work that we have done. But that particular research, what we have done, is to be really pondered, taken seriously. Is this research really worth for our India, for our nation? Is it going to bring an outcome with this research? Where we need to little bit more focus on that, which is the, again, the lengthy PhD programs, which takes around 5 years, 6 years. So research, yes, but at the same time, that research spending 5 to 6 years, the lengthy period of it, are we really, investing that in a right manner? Does it really need 5 to 6 years to do that research, or how we are doing? So little bit of research to be done on that aspect, which might bring us the more value to the research that we are doing, and those solutions and the research on the topics that they have done the research, anybody in that matter, that could be highlighted, that could be taken into the point of discussion, coming to a decision, okay, this is really a very nice research. So that is something that we really need to work on. And at the same time, we also consider that India is one of the most developing countries in the world. We can never deny that. And education, India is the hub of education. No second thought in that. From the Gurukul system to this day, that is. So again, as we said, it is a hub of education, but there are many things that has to be streamlined. There are many things which have to be taken concrete decision on. This is what we need to give to our future generation, because we are, so much here and there. What all we can, we are giving it to them. We are confused. We are making our children confused. But let us make it work more on that to bring the real outcome for the benefit of the nation. That is one part of it. Again, when we talk about the areas when we want to do it, it's huge, because when we speak on SDGs, when we speak on the 17 SDG goals, each one of it relates to the benefit of the nation. So many of us have been on the various platforms, various forums where we talk and talk and talk. We have so many thoughts with us, isn't so? So we need to make those thoughts into implementation and action, implementation, and which gives us the real outcome. And the most happiest person we will be when our future generations say, oh, wow, we are really working out on something. Yes, we have to. We are reaching out to small chunks, bit here, bit there, bit here, in the north a little bit, in the south a little bit, and in the east or the west a little bit. But then how are we really engaging the whole nation as a nation? It's very important. And very importantly, I'll just point out some factors which is lacking with us in each department, I can say, or in each sector, I can say, is lack of encouragement. Everybody, anything that we do, what are the important role we play, it should give an importance to encouragement. Because unless somebody is encouraging, whether it is, let me not bring it into the closed forum of debate, in the open debate forum, but yes, let me tell you that, even in terms of encouragement enhance your dreams, your goals, your ideas, and it gives the utmost effort that they put into whatever they do. That is where we also lack of encouragement. And again, when we talk about lack of encouragement, if this encouragement is given, trust me, people, it is be giving a creator mentality. And this creation, the creative mentality, has the capability to build a nation. And if you are not encouraged, even the smallest work that one does, it has to be encouraged. Oh, wow, you have done a good job. So each one needs that motivation to do. But if it is not appreciated, it not encouraged, we are killing those minds in terms of whether it could be students, it could be a individual citizen of India, or it could be the the higher authorities, whoever are in this any sector, when I call it, and not working for our country. So when we talk, I'm just sharing my own thought, because apart from education, I've been into corporate sector for the HSBC Bank, Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation. So I was as a for 10 years into education sector, but then when I shifted from one place to the other, I just got into corporate. But end of the day, I was not satisfied, because I was working for some other country, not for my country. Right? We are generating revenue for the other country, not for our country. We are getting salaries, everything, but then that happiness, the satisfaction that we work for our own people, our own country, that is nowhere remarkable that when you do that satisfaction. So when we talk about, we need to forget about the religion, the caste, and we have to put that away if you want our nation to grow, and if you want the satisfaction of a work that we're doing for our own nation. And every citizen can bring that mindset and start working for the growth of the country, instead of being just, when I name it as partial or biased with their community, or basically the caste or the creed, where the unity lacks. If there is a unity in each and every one, every sector, I mean, every religion, every caste, every creed, when you bring it, then there is the one where it is a leading progress to the country. But we are really lacking a bit in that. And again, mentality issue is we are educated. We are modernized by our wearing. We are modernized with a certificate. I have so much of knowledge, or I am modern, I can dress. But are you modernizing yourself in your mental ability, in your mental thinking? So this is one of the very major issue. So we talk many things in many forums, but are we really relating it to our own family? Are we relating it to our own life? Walk the talk. Nothing can. You need to change not only the system, but also the mentality that you think. What do you think when it comes to the superstitions? And we always believe that degree is everything. Most of us, we also are close-minded, not ready to listen to others. We just have our own perception. That is where we are having a bit of that issue, which we really need to think on as every individual, as the citizen of India. And we also, we are one being our top country. I always consider my country as the top always. But at the same time, let me also give a bit of hint that top students from India who are intelligent and actually have the potential to invent stuff, who graduate from MBBS institution, ICAI or IIT, MIT, IISc, IIMs, all these many more great institutions are there in India, but turn out to work hard only for money, but not for the services. We forget the service. We focus only what is my designation, what promotion I'm getting. We focus on self. It is me, me, mine. But if we take it, we, are, us, then the nation leads to the different status altogether. So this is one of the pointers which I can, and yes, never to say, it is a very critical, but yes, this is like low income for hard work. Why people go out from India to work outside? Because they are paid well. If in our country, and I meant to encouragement, this is what I meant. If you are paid more, you will definitely work for them. So the status where the research, when I mentioned, the statistics, when I mentioned, It is to be worked on so that our people stay with us and work for the nation. That is where the focus has to be, which needs to be thought by each and every one who are in the position to run the nation. And again, divide and rule, which is happening with the casteism, whatever it is, we need to solve that issue. A lack of unity in our country, because not to name anybody or not to blame anybody, because it's easy to blame, but we are educated. We know God has given us the mind to think what is that is good for us and what is that how many anybody comes and divides us. We should be. So when I talk about this, so yes, this is what I mean. We need to work on many things that is lacking in our country, and each one of us have to focus more on that, like corruption, politics, take our own responsibility. This is where we need to focus on, and that is where we lack mainly. Yeah.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you so much. These two answers are really described in a manner which our nation can be benefiting, because you have given our milestones and you have given a constructive criticism. Actually, we need one more program with you because something is left behind, but due to time constraints, we are winding here. But anyway, we'll soon meet in other program. We thank a lot Dr. Aruna Wadkar, ma'am, because you made this program very special, as India is celebrating a special day, 75th Indian independence. Really, thank you for joining us in our studio and making this program a grand success. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be with you and glad to share my thoughts with you. Thank you so much.